Hey guys, it's Carolyn from Mommy Ramblings True Crime Chat, and we have a very interesting development today thanks to one of our ramblers who came in and gave me the heads up on this, that Ms. Letecia Stauch wishes not to take the advice of Abraham Lincoln, who said, anyone, including a lawyer that represents himself, has a fool for a client. Letecia is going to act like Ted Bundy and represent herself. That's what she wants to do. Let's see how that all went down and this new development in this case of her being accused of the murder of her stepson, Gannon Stauch, a little over a year ago. So let's take a look. If you're brand new to True Crime Chat with Mommy Ramblings, I urge you to join the greatest community on YouTube by clicking on the subscribe button on the bottom corner of the video. Thanks so much, and let's see what's going on. Okay guys, so Letecia is sitting in the El Paso County Jail, and she, Friday morning, made this brilliant decision to represent herself. Okay. This kind of guarantees it to be a shite show of a defense, right? So, but following a lengthy conversation, the court found she had waived her right to counsel and that she made a knowing, voluntary, and intelligent decision to do so. It doesn't sound like one, but at least she acknowledged that to her knowledge it is. The district attorney, Michael Allen, said following the decision that she has an uphill battle, as it would be tough for her to get up to speed and prepare to represent herself, but this does not impact the prosecution. And I quote, he said, "We always have the burden of proof. I think we've talked about that in the past, and we're always going to make sure that we satisfy that burden of proof, regardless if somebody has an attorney or if they are representing themselves." Letecia says she doesn't believe experts in the legal system hold much value in her case. I guess she thinks she's really ace in the hole on this one. She also said her current attorneys are not at fault, but she blames the jail for not allowing them to meet with her as she should. And I quote, "I think I could do it on my own, sir. It's a constitutional right I have." And she was in person during this advisement, and she told the judge that. Now, Al Stauch was also present in the court for this advisement. Judge Gregory Werner questioned Letecia's capability to introduce evidence, to which she replied, she doesn't know how to introduce evidence, but she does not believe an attorney with experience would be helpful because she has 23 hours a day to work. Yeah, she sleeps 1 hour a day, I guess. Yeah. She also compared the case to poker and believes she has an ace in the hole, insinuating she is innocent. Now, it's so funny that I just said that, because I did not even realize as I was going through this that she said ace in the hole. Oh boy. Oh boy, Letecia. I don't know. Also requested the current preliminary hearings scheduled for March to be waived because she knows what evidence there is. I can't say certain things because it's on recording. District Attorney Michael Allen stepped in and said there are roughly 30,000 pages of discovery in this case, stemming from the investigation extended from the El Paso County to Florida to South Carolina. This is an extensive case. It would be very difficult for someone just getting into the discovery to get up to speed, to which Letecia responded she is still entitled to the evidence. Now, Letecia said she is so confident in two pieces of evidence that no science can discredit, and it will clear my name, she said. The judge warned her if she changed her mind closer to the trial, it could be seen as a delay tactic and she could be stuck with her decision, which she understood. Her attorneys discussed in private with Letecia about waiving the hearings, coming up short with an answer and stating, "I shudder to think how someone who is not trained in the law would have handled something like that. The judge reiterated that these hearings are not ordinary preliminary hearings and that he thinks a waiver of those hearings is an admission that the proof is evident and the presumption is great. And ultimately, the judge was unable to provide an answer for Letecia regarding those hearings, but she reiterated to him that she still wanted to represent herself. A status conference has been scheduled for next Friday, March 5th, to find out what evidence has been given and reviewed, and the judge will make the decision whether they can proceed to the proof evident presumption great hearing scheduled for March 12th and 13th. Maybe, I think something. Kim Kaufman, she might have some free time coming up. Perhaps this case is right up her alley, isn't it? To represent Letecia. And I'm sure she can make sense of the overwhelming evidence, right? I'm sure she probably can do some more reenactments, maybe. Kim? I don't know. Could write her a letter. She could be looking for you. Could be your next big case. Now, last Friday, Letecia had a closed-door conflict hearing that led to a scheduling in an Arguello advisement typically used when the defendant plans on representing themselves. She has been ruled medically competent to stand trial not once but twice. The conflict hearing was conducted virtually, and Letecia appeared from a cell at the El Paso County Jail wearing an orange jumpsuit and a face mask. Gannon's father, Al Stauch, was also on the call. The public was only present for the first few minutes of this hearing before it went to a private session for about 30 minutes, and prosecutors were not on the call of the conflict hearing. It was a discussion between the defendant, defense attorneys, and the court. So when this conflict hearing opened back to the public again, the judge on that, William Bain, said that he was asked to address whether or not there is a conflict in this case, but he wasn't going to make that decision. Instead, he's going to send that back to the judge presiding over this case, Judge Gregory Werner. Now, in case you're wondering, Arguello advisement, it stems from a Sixth Amendment case regarding the waiver of counsel. And what it does, this advisement, is to ensure that a defendant's waiver of counsel is something that is done knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, so that they can't come back during an appeal and say, it's to safeguard against the appeal process. If your defendant says, they had to proceed without counsel, they didn't understand, all that stuff, right? But it's not a competency issue. The lead prosecutor and district attorney for the 4th Judicial District, Michael Allen, said that since he was not at this conflict hearing, he couldn't make a comment or discuss, about anything that was discussed during that time. However, Allen did say that what you could expect in Arguello advisement, saying it was fairly rare, but they happen enough that his team knows how to handle it. And the judge is going to ask specific questions to the defendant to make sure that the defendant understands what they're getting themselves into. Going on to say any case is tough to represent yourself, especially a big case like this with lots of discovery. So you'll hear questions from the judge in all likelihood along the lines of, as to making sure the defendant knows what he or she is prepared to take on, what they're going to take on with this task. So what Allen said is that when he heard Judge Bain say that the next court setting would be an Arguello advisement, it sounded to him like Letecia is intending to represent herself in this case. But went on to say he hasn't heard that specifically from her, and she didn't say that in the courtroom, obviously, when we were all present. It's just based off of the court making that decision that it would send that back to Judge Werner for the Arguello advisement, which is typically what that would be for, said Allen. Allen did say any defendant, if they didn't have the money, if they have the money to do so, can hire another attorney if they would like. However, he could not comment on Letecia's personal financial situation. He also added it would be foolish to speculate on if this Arguello advisement means that Letecia has fired her current defense team. A defendant can go through an Arguello advisement and decide to retain counsel. And that's why I say it's a little reckless to just speculate that there's some sort of split. And it's absolutely going to be new defense counsel or something like that. We don't know that yet, and we shouldn't go to that road of speculation right now, right? Generally speaking, Allen said, an Arguello advisement can throw off the timeline of a case, but he cannot say if it will affect this Stauch case. Allen said that they're working towards their preliminary hearing that's scheduled on March 11th, 12th, and 15th. March 15th is used as a spillover date if they don't finish on March 11th or 12th. It's coming right up. Is it any wonder? She wants to be in the spotlight. She knows better than anyone, right? She knows how to interpret what's going on. She knows how these key pieces of evidence are going to prove her innocent. And I can't even imagine what kind, again, of a really shite show of a defense this is going to be. Oh boy. From the woman that's food is talking to her, making death threats in the peanut butter, I really think, Kim, I'm going to say, this may be your, where you're going to go. This is right up your alley to take evidence and make it fit your narrative. You know, maybe she needs someone like you. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Maybe this, you're getting out of the Watts case has cleared the room for you to get in there and do this, because that would be quite a pairing. All right, that's all I have for you today. Of course, waiting for the Prokopovich verdict. It may have come while I am doing this, so I don't know. But if I find it, I will probably put it in a community post at this point in time, since it's getting closer to time that we'll go on, and then we'll just discuss it tonight. But I thank you so much. I hope you're all doing well and staying warm and dry and safe and happy. And I love you guys. God bless, and I will talk to you soon. If you like this video, share it out there and let's get it promoted. That would be really helpful to me. And if you give it a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that too. Thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.